to this week's episode of the Inspired Racing League here on SRN. We are at Kansas this week. As you can see, it is an evening race as the sun is setting as we speak. Let's take a look at our race info for tonight from Kansas. So 84 degrees outside, 39% humidity, and 3-mile-an-hour wind. Track temperature is 84, same as the ambient. And I would expect that track temperature to go down as this race transitions into the night. This track here is a very, very wide track. As we go through some of our scenic views here, you will see very easy to go 3 wide out here this evening. I would expect to see that a few times as there's plenty of room for that sort of racing. Drivers are just completing their qualifying laps. In fact, it looks like we don't have anybody on track anymore. Everyone has taken time. Looks like we have 19 drivers in tonight's race. Here you can see a good shot of the evening sunset, the racetrack itself. And we will take a look here in just a moment at our starting lineup, our grid, as these guys have all finished out their times. So, reset here, get the grid up. There we go. So Shane Haar is going to have our pole tonight, with Aaron Stanton is going to be second. Jordan Giorno is going to be in third. Steve Henning in fourth. Cody Lupton is going to be fifth. Josh Henderson sixth. Seventh is going to go to Mike Hauser. Eighth is going to be Bobby Hadaway. Ninth is going to be Levi Ramsey. Kate Cannon is going to be 10th. 11 is going to be Elijah Fisher. 12th is Cameron Wessenberg. And 13th is going to go to Brett Hanrahan and AJ Thompson. And 14th, 15th is going to be Michael Boger, Jason Williams in 16th, Darcy Haar in 17th. 18th is going to be Chris Leota, and 19th is going to be Nathan Johnson. And Garrett Jenkins is not driving. He is our race control. So we'll take that off there as these drivers are getting set and gridded up here. And Shane Haar yet to take the grid. I think we will go shortly after that. And we'll see once they get rolling here. We'll see if we can talk to Shane Haar, our pole sitter, for just a moment. But until he's in the car, I'm going to assume that he's still getting himself ready. So we will wait on that for just a moment. I do believe they're going to pace for 2 laps here, but we'll try to get this interview in as quick as possible so we don't bother him at all. A couple of familiar faces from last week. We had the 27, 12, 72 all up front there towards the end. So I would expect that these guys are going to be competitive again after great qualifying efforts. And there goes Shane on the grid, and they should be just about ready to roll off here. There they go. They'll start rolling now. Got Shane Haar in Toyota. Shane, Matthew in the booth, you got me?
Yes, sir. How are we doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Got yourself on pole. How you feeling tonight?
We're feeling pretty decent here. I just think we just got to stay out of trouble, and hopefully we'll have a car at the end here.
I think there's going to be plenty of grip here with the sun going down. Do you feel like you still are going to have to save a bit, or do you think you can attack it a little bit more, maybe on the next set of tires as it gets cooler?
I do believe it's going to get loose for a lot of guys here early, entry and exit. I noticed entry and exit were pretty loose when you're by yourself in practice. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like when we got the draft.
Definitely only going to pick up with speed and draft. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If it is actually going to be loose, I was assuming maybe later in the race when it gets dark, it'll be a little bit better, but we'll keep an eye on it. Congratulations on the pole. We'll be watching you.
Thanks, Matthew.
All right, there's Shane Haar in your 21, so we will keep an eye on him and see how he does this evening. The green next time by. You see the lights are on, so they're going to go one more lap here. So interesting that he says that. So it's a little loose still, kind of in that transition. 84 is not a hot temperature, but I know that you can carry a lot of speed through these corners. So maybe trying to throttle a little bit early and get a little bit greedy there is going to cause some loose rear ends off of the corners of 2 and 4. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but I do think it's going to grip up as rubber goes down, and and so does the sun. So we shall see. Shane Har always competitive. He is one of the faster cars on this circuit. Got himself out front, so he definitely is going to have some clean air here to begin. Now remember, he doesn't get to control this. This is on the flagman, so the 27 can keep on that outside if he gets a good jump, and he will be able to rotate the corner on the outside and keep momentum out there. So we'll see if he's able to do that as the pace car is now off. We'll take a look to see if that is exactly what happens here. They do enter that restart zone, waiting on the green flag. It's in the air. Shane Har gets a good jump. He is clear of the 27, so he can go now wherever he would like at this point. And he's going to stay to the inside. He's going to like that a little bit better there. We'll take a look out here. You see side by side from 4th back. They still have not got that all figured out just yet. 84, Jordan Giorno going to the high side here, seeing if he can make anything work up there. You can see as the 27 is now to his inside. Oh no, and the 72 is sideways. It's another car. I've got to imagine we're going to have a caution for that. Yes, yellow flag is out. And we'll have to see exactly what all that was. Let's see this off track here first for Michael Boger, if that's part of this. Looks like the 12 got a little bit loose there, checked up. 72's behind him, and the 91 just kind of came up. The 12 got pushed out into the wall, and that started a chain reaction from there. So unfortunate for these guys with their one fast repair. We already going to have a couple of people using them. 72 looks like he may have gotten the worst of it. So under caution, just like that. Loose conditions already showing. I do think that that 91 just kind of pushed up just a little bit. I think he thought that the 12 was against the wall, but he wasn't. And so we got our first caution. A couple of cars here past the, let's say, 6th on back. A few of them are going to come in here, maybe top off. I don't know that they're going to be getting fuel. Not sure why they would. I mean, they're getting fuel. Not sure why they would get tires at this point, but they do have 4 sets, so you never know. Of course, people who slid, like the 72, maybe definitely would like to get a set of tires since they are definitely flat-spotted and going to have some problems. So call it 6 cars you can see there have elected to pit. And unfortunately, this is the only pit exit camera that we have, but you can see the 12 right there is going to be the first off of pit road, followed by the 9. Not the best angle they give us here at Kansas, but we'll make the best of it. All right, well, no real changes up front, so these guys will start about the same as they were. Jordan Giorno was in 3rd. He's going to start on the outside there now in the 84 car. 27 will go behind the 21 this time. And a couple people... Did Cameron start? Cameron started in 12th, now scored in 7th. So he is doing pretty good. Moving on up, I was just going to say, too, you see the 43 there, that blue and red car in the 4th position. He is up 4 positions, 43 there, Mike Hauser. And Levi Ramsey is up a few positions from where he started as well. And so a few of these guys have made up these spots with a couple of guys having problems in that accident and just making a few on the track there in that lap and a half or so that we had. So already some people moving here. Josh Henderson, the big loser on that one. Unfortunately, he did have to go back to the pits. There he is in the 72. Car looks fine. Not sure if he took his fast repair or not, but now scored in 17th. And so he is going to have some work in front of him now to get back, but I know he can. We've seen him do it before. They are lined up side by side. Lights are off the car, so we will go green this time by. Look at the field there. From the blimp, they're all getting lined up. Pace car is off. This time, Shane Haar will be able to go when he wants to go in that zone. He's going to wait until the very end. Now he takes off. And you see that just gave him a great jump to the 84 Jordan Giorno on the outside. And now he is free and clear wherever he would like to go. Have to see what's going to work here. Outside, inside. Looks like on fresh tires at the beginning here, the inside is working better. So that looks to be the preferred line for now, anyway. But Jordan Giorno is sticking to the outside there. He did that in our first run there, and he's doing it again. Gives him great momentum off the corner. You see him suck up to the back of that 27 car. Go on board the nose here with Jordan Giorno on the outside. Now kind of running the middle there a little bit. And you just look at the momentum he's getting out there. And now he's going to do the old crossover. And he's going to see if he can take the lead here. So the outside definitely staying wound up. It is working. And look at the lead he's got all of a sudden just from that turn 2 and 3 momentum, really. And that took him all the way through 3 and 4 on the outside as well. Kept momentum that whole lap, and now he is way out front. But he's got to be careful because Shane Haar is great at taking care of his tires. But look at him come back on the inside now. Side by side back behind them there a little bit. The 32, 43, 17 getting into the mix. Like the 32 got just a little bit loose there. Had to kind of get out of it, and he's going to fall back a few spots here for now. Almost 3 wide back there a little bit. 4 car looks to be coming on strong of Elijah Fisher. Qualified back in the 11th position, but all the way up to 5th already. So he is making some moves early. Kind of also using that high side. Go back out front. You see it's difficult once you get out front there to make much ground up. He's got a car length or so, as we see Mike Howison in the 43 dip into the inside on the 27 of Aaron Stanton. He's going to try to make that move work. Can't quite do it on the inside. Now he's got the 4 on the outside, and he's going way low. Now he's going to go to the outside, entry to the corner there. Can't say that worked out great for him, but must have got a little bit loose off that corner and just kind of had to regather it up. Elijah Fisher looking on the outside again. The outside is great. It feels great, but it is a little bit harder on tires, and it is the long way, so you're using a little bit more tire, a little bit more track every time you go around. You certainly can make some pace as we see a battle for the lead now. Eaten up there, Shane Haar on the inside, Jordan Giorno on the outside. Let's see what prevails. Jordan's going to lead that lap. These guys side by side has let these other guys get right into the mix here as well. Now we got a 4-car race for the lead. This is one of those situations where you have to be competitive, but you have to be patient. I know Shane Haar wants to lead, but he does not want to eat up his tires. You see the 27 now go by for the lead. Whoa, Jordan shuts the door there. So I think that's why you don't see Elijah or Shane really pushing for the lead really hard right now, because they understand it is about tires, not about leading this early. Elijah is definitely glued to the top. He's committed to that. It is working pretty good. What a battle here we got. These guys just keep going side by side. All 4 of them just really, really working for it. Elijah's doing great on the outside. Looks like he's going to get second position. He likes it up there. Now he's going to do the crossover, go to the inside, and see if he can make that work. He does. There's a pass. He's going to float up to the outside, take the lead. 4-car to the lead. Now he came from the 11th position using that high side. We're going to have to see if this goes, if this goes green for a while. We're really going to have to see how much of the tires did he use and if that's going to be a problem for him later in the run. 27 gets back around, and maybe he's just going to settle in here for right now. As you see the 84 already kind of starting to fall back a little bit. He was using that high side earlier. He's using it again, but now he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Maybe by design, maybe because he kind of heated up those tires going to get that lead. No, we do not see Tommy Lemley in the field tonight. Unfortunately, he is not with us in this race. Kate Cannon was battling back there a little bit with Chris Leota for a little while. Looks like he got the best of that one and now is trying to set sail on Mike Hauser there in the 43, and Jordan Giorno continues to fall back. I think this is a really good indicator of what can happen if you drive a little too hard early in the run. You're gonna get your tires really hot, not so much worn, but really hot, and they're just not going to agree with you. And now we can kind of see exactly how that's going. Jordan Giorno a couple of laps ago was in the lead and is now down in 7th. Back up front, it does look like the 27's taken off a little bit, maybe a couple of car lengths, but he's got the 4 and the 21 behind him kind of battling for position, so that is definitely going to slow both of them down. Although they're running completely different lines, so can't hurt each other too bad there. The bottom's got good momentum, or good going into the corner to the middle, and the middle off that high side takes over, comes back all the way, and you see the 4 now leading, or not leading, but ahead of the 21 handily, and back in the second position. Kind of got it pretty straightened out here all the way back to, let's call it 13th or so, where these guys were just side by side, the 12 and the 72. I'm sorry, 12 and the 91. Same paint scheme, different car. That's Cody Lupton there, not Josh Henderson. And I've got a little side by side here with the 52 and 17. Now it looks like the 43 battling back. He is, and he gets a little bit of contact there with the 21 on entry. I think the 43 thought the 21 was going to dip down and go low sooner, but he didn't, and just a little bit of door contact, no big deal. 43 scrapes the outside wall, gets a little squirrely right there. That's going to certainly cost him some momentum, but he's still able to stay in his position there. Now goes to the bottom and tries to work on the 4 of Elijah. Not going to be able to make that. Elijah dives down to the bottom, trying to shorten that tri-oval. Now back in the hands of Shane Haar, so Mike Hauser got up there for a second, now falls back a little bit, and the 9's going to get him as well. And why don't we go ahead and put the tower up there so everybody can see the positions. Now that we're a little ways into this race. 32. Cameron Westenberg working on the outside of Mike Hauser now. Oh no, and he scrapes the wall. Looks like the 84 and 60 followed him right into it. Didn't really cost them a whole lot. Maybe a little bit of paint, but that's about it. Still got momentum on the outside there. Does look like the outside is going to prevail tonight. That is the best place to go, so it would seem. Still battling, having a great night. He's in 5th position right now, up 7 from where he started. Go back out front here, take a look. So Stanton's still out front. Elijah's kind of taking a look at him now. Maybe Elijah got a little bit better tires here, but he did have to come up through that field. So I thought Elijah would be one that had used a little bit more tire, but maybe not the case here. Shane Har back in it as well. So guys definitely going on. We got a newcomer up here, Cade Cameron in the 9. He's going to take over the 4th position here after the 84 of Jordan kind of dropped out. He is now going to assume the 4th position and get up with these guys. And you see that group of 6 behind them jockeying around for position as the 4 is now on the bottom for the lead. Kind of using that middle lane, doesn't want to go all the way down. That's going to cause too much momentum. And look at off the corner, just too much momentum on that outside. The problem is that the 27 of Stanton, he's going to protect the outside. So you see when he goes into the corner, look how wide he is. You can't get to his outside. You can't take the preferred line. So if you're going to pass him, you have to pass him on the bottom. And that's not good. That's not what you want to do. You're going to eat up a lot of tires trying to do that, and you're not going to be able to make the pass ultimately anyways. Ooh, 4 car scrapes the wall there a little bit. Shane Har back in 2nd now. We'll see what he can do. Remember, Shane Har has not really been pushing it. He's okay running in 2nd, running in 3rd. He doesn't really mind. This is not the time, and so he may have been saving a little bit of tire here as we're already at lap 25, call it lap 26 now of this race. Got to figure 75% fuel they get. Got to figure these guys can do at least 50 laps or so. Not that they would want to on tires if they have the option, but they're capable of it if need be. Go back a little ways here. We got the 43 of Mike Hauser now kind of falling back into the clutches. And this is the 52 here of Bobby Hadaway. And the 60 of Chris Leota is up on the high side as well. Got a good head of steam there, trying to get through both of them, really. And now the 17 coming into the picture. And the 84 of Jordan Giorno is a little bit loose off that corner, so I got to imagine he cooked his tires early and he's battling it now. So he's just got to get through this run, get a new set of tires on. I think he kind of learned, okay, let's take it easy a little bit here at the beginning and see what we can do with it. As oh no, and he goes up the track. I guess he thought he was clear, but he was not, and we watched that live right there. We'll have to take a look at that again because that was big. Let's take a look from the chopper cam there. See the 84 down. He's got a head of steam. He just heads up the track. Well, you know, the 52 kind of came down a little bit as well. And unfortunate, but, you know, we'll take one more look at it. The 52 kind of 17 kind of get together. Not really together, but he comes down as the 84 is kind of coming up a little bit. That's going to be a tough one for race control to call right there because it's kind of a come together, you know. It's too bad. Jordan Giorno was up front early, you know, obviously saw himself have some issues because of the tires just kind of falling away on him, and that's just very unfortunate. All he really needed was to wait that out, and he could have gotten some fresh tires and gotten figured out. But caution, lap 29, Aaron Stanton in the lead at this juncture. Let's see, I would imagine these guys are going to pit at this point. Come around, we'll put the track map up. You see they are working 3 and 4. There they go, everybody coming in. So they will all pit for sure, and we will see as they come off the pits here who's going to win this race off. R has the first pit stall, so that will work to his advantage. Stanton, I believe, will have the 3rd pit stall. Or the 2nd. Looks like he has the 2nd. Jordan Giorno has the 3rd, but he's going to come in a little bit late after that little bit of contact and accident there. There he comes in now. couple of guys. Shane Har is going to be off first, it looks like. Nope, that's Stanton. And Har is going to be second. Fisher's going to be third. Wessenberg fourth. Fifth is going to be Hauser. There you have it. Stanton holds court. He keeps his position. Pretty much everybody up there kept their position. No real changes there. We will have a few guys take a little bit of extended time in the pits here for some repairs. They work to catch. There's the pace car. Will probably be 2 to go here. Oh, they turned the lights off. Okay, so they're gonna go green after this. So they're not going to get interview with anybody on this one. Don't want to bother them as they're getting ready to go green. And it looks like everybody is back moving around here, trying to find where Jordan Giorno went. Looks like he's scored in 12th, so not too bad for him. That could have been a lot worse. He's on the lead lap. He's in the now it shows 11th. He's on the inside, so we'll say he's in the 11th position. So that could have been a lot worse for him, but he still probably had to use his fast repair. That car looks pretty clean, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful here the rest of the way, but still in it for sure. Shane Har is going to be on the outside this time. Let's see how he does trying to keep up with the control car, the 27 of Stanton. There they go. Looks like Stanton is clear. He can go wherever he likes. He's going to go to the outside to arc into the corner. Stay towards the bottom. And look at the drive the 4-car got off there from the bottom. That was a great corner for him. Side by side now, Shane Har on the outside. Look at Elijah Fisher goes in there a ton and just drove through the field right there. Now, I know he doesn't want to keep driving like that. He's going to eat up those tires, but great move by him just to get it done. And now he can control and just go where he wants to go, relax a little bit. See Mike Hauser, he's back up in there. He wants to get back up to the front. And the 32 now is in the lead screen as well. And Elijah Fisher, there you see him just on the left-hand side of the screen. Kind of driving away right now a little bit. Can just spread out there. Nice wide track. They can do that at that tri-oval. Everybody doing something a little bit different. The 27 there, kind of get up in front of the Hauser. Doesn't want him to have that run. 32 driving in pretty deep there. See if he can make the pass on the 43. I think he made the pass, but not clear. Now he's clear. There you go. So he's got that pass. So put Wessenberg into the 4th position now. Shane Har trying the bottom. Not sure that's where he wants to be, but that's where he's got to be if he wants to pass Elijah. Trying it again. Don't think that's going to work coming off those corners, so Elijah dips down way low there, trying to shorten the track, and that does get him half a car length or so. Back to the bottom he goes. Take a look back a little bit further. Kind of mostly single file. You see Giorno there back up to the 7th position now, so he's made a few spots since the restart. 9-car Cade Cannon, he's up 4 from where he started. Lots of single file here now, though. I mean, these cars are close and have a little bit of draft, but Not a ton of side-by-side at this time. Shane Har's still trying that bottom. 43 gets a little bit loose there. Got out of line, gets back in. No harm, no foul. Now you see Shane Har definitely closer to the 4. Making little gains here and there. 4 going back to the bottom. I think the 4 is going bottom 1 and 2 and top 3 and 4. Let's see if that's the case. As he gets a little bit loose right there, that's going to give momentum to the 21. What's he going to do with it? Going to go to the bottom. Elijah's liking the top and 3 and 4, I think. Time in 1 and 2, Elijah goes to the top, so he's just kind of moving around, doing what he needs to do, keeping the cars behind him. Shane's definitely keeping him honest. He's getting up to him every time, waiting for him to make a mistake or hoping that he can get him to overdrive the car. Even if he gets him to drive a little too hard to stay out front and wears his tires, he can get him in the end. 32 of Wessenberg there. He's working on that 27 as well. Trying. Just can't get a run. Here goes the 27 on Shane Har. Dives to the bottom. Hard dive. He's got that pass. He's going to come up. He's going to come up and get in line there. Don't think he's clear. He's not clear of Shane. But he's still got work to do to make that pass. Can't get the run he did on the last corner. Now it looks like the 32 is going to try a crossover here a little bit. He's going to go to the inside, dive that in. Oh, and he disappeared a little bit. You can see it's very hard to complete a pass on the bottom. I mean, you can dive it in there pretty hard, but it is tough on the tires. Guys just don't want to do that. They don't want to make one pass to cost themselves 3 in the long run. So not willing to do that just yet. Guys up front still go at it. Looks like we got a lap car here. Hanrahan is already a lap down, so hopefully he will kind of vacate the preferred line here. But these guys side by side, nowhere great for him to go. He's going to choose the bottom as Har does as well. Har had that pass float up the track. Wowzers, that was close. I think he almost maybe even made a little bit of contact there with Elijah, and that could have been disastrous for our leaders, but wisely he steps back. He's going to end up in 3rd position as we do have a caution on the track, but that could have been worse for our leaders. Looks like that was the, I want to say the 18 of AJ Thompson. Let's take a look. He was sideways on the front stretch. Looks like he's by himself right now. And I am not sure what happened right there, why he turned to the right. Unless he got loose, chased it down the track, and then it just whipped right on him. Not sure, but that was a weird looking one. So, we will rack it again on lap 44 now. Our 3rd caution of the night. Elijah Fisher still out front. We'll see here, only 12 or 13 laps on green, but we see Fisher dipping down like he's going to go in, and their Deacon not going. I think one car did go. You see a couple cars there that are going to come in. Elijah almost didn't look in his mirror in time to see that nobody else was going. Got back out there so he can maintain the lead. And there goes the 20 car of Michael Boger. He's going to get his lap back, get on the lead lap. So back in the hunt. And since these guys are not going to go ahead and pit, let's see if we can get an interview real quick with our leader.
Surface.
Elijah Matthew in the booth, got me?
Yes, I do.
Good run so far, buddy. So up 10 from where you started. You're leading the race now. Looked like you wanted to pit there, but nobody went with you. You guys got enough tires. Would you have rather gone in?
I think I would just for the fuel mileage, but I didn't want to be in an opposite strategy from everybody else. So once I saw them start to dart off, I was like, no, we can't. Gotta control the race from the front.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking while I was watching it, you weren't going to look in your mirror soon enough to get back out, but you got it. You're running good. You got great pace. You and Shane, once again going at it. You think you got him this time?
I don't know. I love this track. I love everything about Kansas Motor Speedway. It's the only track I've been to in person, and we picked up a couple things watching it in person, so maybe we got a little advantage on him tonight, hopefully.
Very good. Well, you look strong so far. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
All right. There's their driver of the 4 car. And we will see what he can do the rest of the way. Shane Harr and the 27 look very competitive. And there's a bunch of cars. The 43, the 9, the 84, the 12. All of these guys, I mean, they've all been up there kind of in that 4th position taking their turn. So this is still anybody's ball game. We're not even halfway, but you can kind of see the cream rising to the top, the guys that are going to be good here. If we get a good long green flag run, we definitely, and if we get a green flag pit stop, that'll definitely separate the field and we'll really get an idea. But we will have to see if that's what's going to happen tonight. So pace car's off. Elijah has the field in his hand. He's going to go a little bit later in the box, but he is clear. He can take whatever line he likes. Going to kind of fade to the outside here. See if he stays up there this time. Kind of a lane off of the bottom, but kind of just trying to control both lines there, just seeing who's going to have a run. Which way do I need to go here? And looks like that 27. Oh no, and 27, I think tried to move down a little bit because he had such a run on the 4. And he ends up getting turned around. Now, we'll go back and watch that. Hopefully, he doesn't have too much damage. But keep in mind, he does still have 1 fast repair, even if it is bad. And let's take a look back at that. So, 27 gets that head of steam. Kind of starts to head to the bottom. He did not realize that the 21 was there. I'm not sure if the spotter, you know how it is in games sometimes. The spotter's just not on point. He may have waited, in between kind of signals. Sometimes it'll say down low, and then, 20, 30 seconds goes by, and you think, oh, surely I have him clear by now. And the spotter doesn't say anything else, and he made that move, and that cost him. But look at it. We'll take one more look at it again here. Doesn't look like he's got a ton of damage or hit anything. So he spins around there, goes to the inside. He's on the flat. I mean, obviously he's going to need to go get some tires. But he hit nothing, so he doesn't have to use a fast repair, anything like that. He's fine. So he's gonna. There goes Elijah, kind of faking again. He's gonna have to go into the pits, and he's gonna have to get that fixed. But right now, shown in the 16th position, he'll stay on the lead lap. He's gonna have fresh tires here. He'll be back, y'all. He'll be back. He just needs to get this thing back underneath him, and he'll get it figured out here shortly. As far as race control goes, I got to imagine they're going to call that his fault. So Shane Harr is not going to get an EOL or anything like that. He was just running his line. Let's see if we can got a little bit of time here. Mike, Matthew in the booth, got me?
10-4, Matt, I got you.
Well, we talked to your teammate up there up front at the last caution. We got another quick one. You've worked yourself up there pretty good. Got a teammate up there with you. How y'all feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty good. The track is definitely changing, and I think my car kind of goes from loose to tight, back and forth, depending where we're at, and it's kind of tough to pass with the top line being dominant. But I think we can figure something out here, and hopefully we'll end up in a good spot here at the end of the day.
Yeah, going well so far. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll be watching y'all.
Thank you.
All right, so there's the 43. He's going to start on the outside now. He is in team chat with the leader Elijah. So if they count it down, they can hit the throttle at the same time. See what they can do with it. They got a Toyota and a Chevy behind them that they need to hold back there. And then they got a couple. You see Chris Leota in a Ford, and then you also see Steve Henning. So 60 and 12, they're both back there, and they are both in Fords too. So of the top 6, 4 of them are Team Ford. So they're doing very well, put themselves in a good position here, and yeah, we'll see what they can do the rest of the way with these couple of guys in the mix. Everybody on these restarts has been going kind of later in the restart box, and I got to assume at some point, especially with like Elijah right now having multiple times of doing this, he's gonna have to mix it up at some point. So he may go early this time just to kind of shake it up a little bit and keep everybody on their toes. There he goes, right in the middle of the box. He takes off a little bit earlier than last time, but you can see what that did. And the 43, I guess they did not count it down. So Shane Haar gets to the inside there. Let's see if the outside is going to prevail there. I think that 43, he's got to stay a little bit higher on the track to keep up momentum. When he goes down there with him, he's not getting as much of advantage as he would have, as you see the 60 kind of slide up there. So now they got 3 Fords on the outside. Couple of car length lead already, so he's liking that. Shane Haar's doing great on the bottom. Everybody else who has been making passes has been doing it on the bottom. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Shane Haar's made a bunch of passes, as he does lose that position right there, but he has been holding tough on the bottom, whereas others have been losing a lot. So I got to give him credit. A lot of times he's got people on his outside like he does right now. Nothing he can really do, but he's been holding tough. He loses a couple of spots there on these fresh tires on the early going, but you'll see he's gonna be back. Oh, and just as I'm trying to talk him up, he hits the wall. Doesn't look like it's hurt him that bad. Quite a bit of single file. Go up to the blimp view. You can see all the different lines that these drivers are using, but for the most part they are single file. Some guys dipping below the line there, trying to shorten the track up. 9 car goes way high, 21 down to the bottom there. Elijah's still out front, maybe a 3 car length lead now. Chris Leota, I just realized, has a duck hunt paint scheme on. If you can do that. You don't know what that is? All right. I'm not going to tell you because I will age myself. Oh, the 84 gets loose off the 52 right there in the back of the screen. So 84 is going to be on the bottom here. Jordan Giorno trying to work that bottom. Not really working too well right now. Jordan was leading early, had some issues, trying to fight his way back. He gets around that 91. The 20 is going to go around him now. 20 must have fresh tires because he is taking off. Back out front, Elijah Fisher with a great lead still. We can go to the blimp. You can see the distance right there on the clock. It's about half a second. In real world, it's about 8 car lengths, and a very comfortable lead for him right now. As if we go back here, you can see this is where the side-by-side action still is, and the 52 now has passed a couple of cars, and he's looking at Shane Haar. All of a sudden, 52 passes 3 cars or so, and he got himself on a good run. So this 20 car has fresh tires, but he is a lap down, so keep in mind this is not for position. Hopefully he doesn't try to get too aggressive here while the lap down. But if he's got fresh tires, he can try to get one back the easy way, which, well, I guess I should say the hard way, which is to pass him on track. Elijah is widening that lead about 3/4 of a second now. Like we got a battle for second place here, 43 and 9 going at it. 60 car getting in the mix now as well. 60 and 9 Ford teammate, so he'll probably stay with him. Shane Haar is going to try to come through as well. 9 is just stuck there. It is tough on the bottom. See right there, he's got momentum, but now coming off the corner, they're all just going to whip around him. He's going to get in line now. Back to single file out front, but Hauser got himself back into the second position. Elijah Fisher just holding his lead there at about 3/4 of a second. That's really all he needs to do. Now he can just kind of take care of tires and manage the gap. Very good position for him to be in, as these guys are really doing the racing. Not a whole lot of side-by-side here, but a lot of jockeying around. Who's going to get to the outside? Do I want to try a pass on the inside? Probably not. Ooh, you see the 60 there, Chris Leota just getting to the wall a little bit, and that's going to cost him a ton of time. It looked like he got kind of hooked on that wall too, where he, he didn't just scrape it, but it drug the tire into the wall and it stuck him there, and you got to really yank that wheel left to get it off, but you don't want to do it too hard, especially if there's a car inside, because then you're going to wreck him. So did the best he could there, ends up falling back to 9th, but he is back in line and will continue on. Like the 9 got into the wall a little bit there. So guys are definitely pushing now at this point as we're approaching halfway. They're definitely pushing a little bit harder here to get positioned so that when it comes down to it, they got a shot. 20 car is determined to unlap himself. Meanwhile, Elijah is out to about a second lead over Hauser. Ooh, 9 car gets loose off the corner right there. The 20 car is doing a great job with fresh tires on the inside, trying to get his lap back, but by the time he gets up to Elijah, I think those tires are going to be shot. But he's giving it a shot. He wants to get his lap back. If nothing else, if the caution does come out, he definitely has the lucky dog wave around. So he's got that in his back pocket if he can't get around these guys, because it does look like he's starting to stall out a bit. Oh, and the 52 bounces off the wall, hits the 84 just a little bit. Nobody gets out of shape or wreck, but that's going to cost the 52 obviously some momentum there. 84 gets around. So Jordan Giorno back in the top 5 after his early issues. Car just got himself into the wall a little bit there. Now he's going to fall back from the 9. Meanwhile, up front, 1 1/4 second now for Fisher. He is pulling away still. Shane Haar has just settled into that 3rd position. Does have the 9 kind of hunting him a little bit, but nothing too major just yet. And the majority of the racing is going on back behind that. If you look back here, Remember, Aaron Stanton, he's in that 27. He was up front early, got turned by the 21 when he kind of came down a little bit, and now just trying to battle back. Like he's up to the 7th position, so doing a good job. Nice and steady. Every couple of laps, click off another car, and he'll be up there in no time. On board for a moment with the 27. You see, I saw that run he's getting. The 60 is going to go down just a little bit there. That may open the door for 27 to get around on the exit here. Definitely has momentum. He's going to take his outside. And now let's see what he does through this corner. But the 84 gets a little bit loose. That might actually cost them some time. But he's going to try a little bit lower, going to kind of dive into that corner. You can see right there, boom, he goes by. 72 is going to follow through. And oh, just like that, he's scraping the wall just a little bit. That's going to cost him momentum. The 60 goes back by. All he's got to do is stay in line there, though. The 60 is not going to be able to hold these guys off. 60's just stuck there, not where he wants to be, but he's just got to power through and make the best of it. The 84 goes down there with him. Taking a look up front, not much going on there. This is the battle, and you can see it. There's 10 cars here, all jockeying for position. 84 trying to use that bottom. And not able to get past or get clear there, so 27's got the 84 now. He's past him. 72 going to go with him. So now Stanton back in the top 5. As we are just past halfway in this one. Back out front, the lead is dwindling a bit now. Only, let's say, 2/3 of a second. So it's about a half a second or so the 4 has lost over that time we were watching the other battle there. So definitely closing up a little bit is Mike Hauser. Go to the blip view though, you can see still a little bit of a gap there. And then when you go to 3rd, Shane Haar, he's sitting there battling the 20 car a little bit. But there the 20 car gets around, so now these guys can get at it. Again, 20 car is a lap down. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch our leaders, so he's fine racing there, but hopefully he doesn't get to racing these guys so hard that he affects something. But he's going to dip in behind them now, let them have their battle. And the lead is definitely dwindling here. Let's go back out front, and you can see it there. So 0.3 seconds now, so another 0.3 or so has come off the lead in a lap and a half. And I think Hauser's going to be there before long. Not a super close race yet, but he is clicking some tenths off here every once in a while, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. And the 9 car, Cade Cannon, has gotten around Shane Haar there while we were watching that. You see that there, so Cade Cannon up to the 3rd position, Shane Haar back to 4th. Shane Haar still kind of running that bottom there. Not bad for him, but it does not have momentum off. Go back here a little bit further. You see the 12 car passing the 91, 84. Jordan Giorno is back to 7th now and kind of falling back into the clutches of these guys of Lupton and Henning here. Henning's now going to take a look to the inside, but can't quite make that happen yet. Now he's got the 91 on his outside, so now he's got to play defense. Looks like the 91 is going to go by. Now we'll see if Cody Lupton in that 91 has anything for the 84. Meanwhile, let's take a look here. It looks like Elijah Fisher is coming into pit on lap 76, so he gives up the lead, goes into pit, and let's see if that drags these other guys in, just for kind of reference. So Mike Hauser, who is our leader right now, we see him on screen. His best lap of this race is a 30.81. His last lap was a 32.62. That's 1.8 seconds off of his best lap. So what that means that he is losing over a second and a half to Elijah Fisher when he comes out every lap. And so he has got to come in soon, I would imagine. So let's take a look. We'll stay on board with him here just for a second, and we will see if he does indeed come into pit, or if he's going to go the whole fuel run. Fisher is usually pretty good about this fuel strategy thing, so he may think that he's at a point where he can pit one more time. If it's all under green, he can pit one more time, and that's all he has to do. We see Jordan Giorno is now on pit road, and the 52 of Hadaway is on pit road as well. So a couple of guys starting to come in. You can see that Hauser is losing to Cade Cannon right now. 0.2 of a second. There he is right there in the screen. So he is losing to him right now. May behoove him to go ahead and come into the pits. He is not going to do it yet. Some of these guys may feel like they can get in, but Shane Haar, Aaron Stanton, Chris Leota, all in on pit road. Let's 35 is Darcy Haar also is in the pits. A few of these guys now. We got Cannon here going on the outside. It looks like, yep. So Hauser is going to go ahead and pit, and Cade Cannon is going to go ahead and take over the lead for right now. He's got Henderson behind him, but 2.5 seconds off. So nobody really around Cade here. But again, his last lap time was a 32.73, so almost 2 seconds off of his best lap. Now you see on your sticker there, a whole bunch of guys are in the pits. Henning's in the pit. There you go. There's Cade. There's a 72. So this is, so aside from, we got Johnson out here who is leading now in the 5. Ramsey behind him, Wessenberg, and then after that, pretty much everybody has pit. So when this cycles back through, we'll see where we're at here. And these guys may be able to go a little bit further. But if we take a look now, Elijah Fisher here, got some guys around him there. 27.84. These guys are passing him at this point. I think they're all pretty much everybody there on fresh tires. Maybe the 27.84 have a lap or two fresher. That'll equal out here in just a moment. Fisher had the lead, and these guys have pit, so he may not. Hauser actually is looking like he's the one who is furthest up. He is in 5th position. 1 lap down technically, but that's because a couple of these guys up front have not pit. There's Nathan Haar. He is our leader, and he's blinking out a little bit, so we'll go on to the 18 here, which is, I think that's actually Ramsey. He's the 17, but his car shows 18. So, or no, sorry, Levi Ramsey is the 17 right there. So the 18 car is, oh, that's AJ Thompson. Sorry, he is actually a lap down, so he's not out there for the lead. He just happens to be with these guys. And that 5 car is blinking quite a bit there. got to be a little bit distracting. Question is going to be is when do these guys need to pit? 4 cars on the lead lap. Goes to 17, trying to get past AJ, gonna make that pass. 95 is trying to come through. That's Hanrahan, also laps down. 5 car, the leader, is just out there and pretty slow and just keeps disappearing. That's tough. Tough to race around somebody like that when they keep disappearing. But you see now our leaders. Okay, there's the 27, the 84, the 4. All of these guys on super fresh tires trying to get through here. I think that might have just been our first official 4 wide. Some of these guys are off pace, so there goes Hauser as well. So it looks like they were able to make it through these guys okay. Now, what that means is that these guys now have unlapped themselves, and you see basically the top 8 now are back on the lead lap through driving back through these guys, so they don't have to worry about getting caught behind in a caution. And now you just see that keep clicking. So Cade Cannon, Henderson, these guys are getting themselves back. Hadaway just got it. So as we cycle through here, these guys are going to avoid the disaster of a caution coming out. Ethan Johnson's still the leader, still blinking out quite a bit. Boy, that 5 is blinking out a lot. If I was in the race and I was the 17 or the 18, I would be saying something to race control like, guy, I can't race around him. But leading the race, what do you do? Wessenberg is now in 3rd position. I believe still needed to pit, but I think he pitted last time, so he may still have a little bit of ways he can go. Only going to have to pit one more time, so this may work out in his benefit here. We'll have to see kind of how that plays and when he decides to pit, but he'll have fresher tires here in a little bit. Back to Aaron Stanton in the 84. If this all cycles out, this is our lead right here. Cade Cannon back there kind of coming off the wall a little bit, crossing over Hauser. Behind these guys here, there you go, the 9 car. Making his way through. I think he's got a little bit fresher tires, so he may get through there pretty quickly. The 43 kind of pushing on the 4 there a little bit. Trying to get that lane going. Yeah, that 9 definitely has fresher tires. Looks like the 72 does also. They waited a little bit longer to pit, so they're going to be a little bit faster right here, but it will equalize. And the question is going to be, if this stays green, 44 laps to go, when do these guys decide to pit for the last time? We saw Fisher short pit this time. He was the first one in. Hasn't really paid off, though. I'm not sure if he had any issues, say, on pit road or off pit road. But he was the leader before, and now he's kind of in 4th or 5th. So I think that whole sequence did not quite work out for him. So he may go a little bit longer this time, and then have fresher tires towards the last run and make it a shorter run to kind of compensate for what happened last time. Or maybe he just did have a little bit of a mistake, and he's just going to stick with his strategy. We'll have to see. As you see now, Wessenberg and Ramsey both on pit road. Johnson's going to stay out for now, but that's going to, as these guys come around, that's going to put them kind of back where they need to be. 9 car is now the first of the cars that has pitted. I don't know that they can make it all the way. Look at 72 coming through there. Easy. 72 kind of cut off the 27 a little bit there, just tried to get up in line there and weigh his momentum. No, he's not going to be too thrilled about that, but there he comes again. You see Aaron Stanton in the 27 blue car there. He is going back at it, making a little bit of momentum up here. There's 32 Wessenberg coming off of the pit road, so he is back on track. These guys jockeying around for position. 72 looks really fast right now, so Henderson's in the lead as the 5 car has finally come down to pit road. This is our lead right here, and Josh Henderson has it for now. The 18 car coming back on the track. Now we'll see these guys. Slightly different tires, a few lap difference. The 72's got it, but how hard was he driving getting through there? Because it seemed pretty aggressive to me. Seemed like he was diving the bottom pretty hard, so that could hurt the tires in the long run. Is he going to be able to hold that position? Still running the bottom. Here comes the 32. Now he's not for position, but he has got fresh tires, so he's going to go by these leaders to get himself back on the lead lap right here. Now, he doesn't have to worry about if a caution comes out, getting the lucky dog or anything like that. Shane Haar in the 21 was our pole sitter. He is now his lap down right there, fighting with Elijah Fisher. And Fisher has kind of fallen off of this group a little bit, 4.5 seconds behind the lead. So Shane Haar's having a little bit of issues. Elijah Fisher's not liking this set of tires or this run. So we got some new faces up front here. Now the 27 had been there most of the race, had an issue. 43's been around for a while. Jordan Jorno up and down a little bit today with some issues. But Henderson and Cannon, new faces up here. They were earlier, were kind of back in that 5th to 10th place, jockeying around. And now that we got the long green flag and green flag stop, like I said earlier, this definitely separates things. So you can see the guys who are better with the green flag stop on and off time and with the longer tire run, you can see definitely who is better. And these two right here are showing it. And the 9 car now is caught the 72. Had to get off the throttle there a little bit, almost scraped the wall. Not really a whole lot doing there. I don't know if the 9 may just kind of be buying his time. At Darcy Haar, I think he's got faster tires right now. He should be much newer tire, yeah. So he's gonna fly through there pretty quickly. This is the point in the racing where everybody gets a little spread out. There's not a lot of close racing except for at the front here, so we're going to stay right here as 9 car is there. Elijah Fisher's back in the pits. Didn't really see anything happen there, but AJ Thompson's had an issue. Take a look at that real quick. Now it's just kind of getting a little squirrely, getting a little wild there. And kind of turned it there on the inside of the track and got off the track. So that's why we don't have a caution. 72 still holding the 9 off here. But yeah, Elijah Fisher has gone back in pits. And so he is a lap down now in the 8th position. That's definitely going to be his last stop. So we'll see how this all cycles around, and if these guys are going to have to pit again, if that's going to ultimately help him. If we stay green here, of course. If we don't, he's the 4th car lap down. It looks like Lupton just hit the pit, so he's the 3rd car lap down, so he's got to drive around a couple guys before we get it. And you see the 9 car right there scraping the wall. That's going to take him off pace and give some breathing room to Henderson there in the 72. Mike Hauser there in the 4th position. Aaron Stanton back up into the top 3. After you get outside the top 5, you got Jordan Giorno there in 5th. Shane Haar in front of him, but Haar is again a lap down. And once you get outside the top 5, then you got a big difference from 5 seconds back to 11 seconds. So 6 seconds back here to Jason Williams in the 40. Then Chris Leota's back here in 7th. Levi Ramsey in 8th. Nathan Johnson, who was leading for a little while there with the pit cycle, he actually finds himself inside the top 10 still in the 9th position. Back up front, the 9 after scraping the wall is back on the hunt, back to the 72. He's all the way up against that wall, trying to use every bit of that track. It is helping him off the corners, but he just can't get to the bumper of the 72. And trying to keep an eye here and see if this is allowing the 3rd and 4th place cars to catch them, but it doesn't look like they're much faster. So these guys are not in trouble of, you know, bringing anybody to them. They can go ahead and race here. That 9 car just having a tough time getting to the 72's bumper still. Got 11 cars on the lead lap. And that's what happens when you get these long green flag runs. You got a lot of guys that get spread out and get a lap down, and nothing they can do but just kind of ride around for the time being. Oh, the 9 clips the wall again a little bit. That's going to cost him some time again. I think he's a little bit faster than the 72, but he's just got to put enough laps together that are good without anything like that. It seems like every 5 or 6 laps he just scrapes the wall a little bit and costs him enough time to where he's got to regroup again and then get back at him. Still about a second and a half between 2nd and 3rd, so everything pretty much staying the same there. Mike Hauser in 4th has dropped back a little bit from those guys. Elijah Fisher has gotten himself up to the 2nd car a lap down. Now he's got to pass the 21 of Shane Haar, who is a little bit ahead of him. We kind of push there and see. Okay, so there's Shane Haar there in the middle of the backstretch. Now Elijah is. So you can see that difference there. He's definitely catching him. So he needs to get around Shane Haar so that if they have a caution, he will be the wave around car. Looks like Jordan Giorno, Mike Hauser both going to pit road now. So a couple of guys are going to go ahead and pit here. And Stanton's going to pit as well. Williams is going to pit. So a few guys pitting now. So we'll have to see. Now this means Elijah Fisher, who pitted earlier. Oh, as a 72 gets into the wall a little bit there. That's going to open the door for the 9. He's going to take the inside. Let's see if he can continue momentum through 1 and 2 here. He definitely led that lap. And he is out front, so he's going to take that position away. He is going to be our leader now. Let's see if he can put together a few laps here. But with guys pitting, they're going to have to come pretty soon. This is going to put Fisher's up to 9th now. So the thing is he may cycle in front of these guys, but he's going to have a lot older tires. He's going to have to hope that that gap is going to be significant enough to keep him out front. I'm not sure what happened with him there, but I think he may have gone a little bit too early to make that happen, but we shall see. Now Fisher has gotten around Har. There you see it. He's gotten around him, so he is the first car a lap down. Now, only 6 cars in front of him, and as I see it, they all need to pit, although Wessenberg pit very late, and so did the 5 of Johnson. Those 2 could make it. But Fisher does have faster tires than them, or fresher tires, I should say. So, okay, there's Henderson. Now the 72 is going to go into the pits. The 9 is staying out for now. And we'll see when he decides to come in. The 9 cars coming in now. Okay, so that's going to hand the lead over to Ramsey. And then you got Johnson. These guys stayed out a little bit. Johnson just keeps blinking so much unfortunately I can't highlight him, or it messes everything up. But, so he is going to be, Ramsey is in the lead right now. Not sure at this point if he has to pit or not, but again, they did go pretty darn late. So him and the 5 may not have to pit. Fisher right now is 21 seconds behind the leader here, the 17. With 20 laps to go, we'll have to see how this plays out. But you see how Ramsey, Johnson, Wessenberg going long that last time. I didn't even think that was going to work, but here they are back up front, and we'll have to see how that's going to work long term. I can tell you this, Fisher is not making up a bunch of time on them. Maybe made up a couple of tenths that lap, but he needs to make over a second a lap right now. And I don't see that happening right now. And this could all change. These guys may have to pit again. I don't know, but they did go very long in this last step, this last run. So I think that they have a good shot of being able to make it here. We'll just have to watch these laps kind of click off a little bit. There's a 32 of Wessenberg. There's Elijah in 4th, still at 21 seconds. So he's not making up really any time at all on the leader right now. So this could be, unless they have to pit, this could be how they finish. As spread out as they are. Now you do see Mike Hauser right there behind, Fisher. He definitely has a little bit fresher tires than Fisher, so he is less than a second off right now. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle there. Does not look like Nathan Johnson is going to be able to catch the 17 either. They are hanging right at about 2 seconds. Fisher and Hauser. Here's Hauser now. Like I said, he's got fresher tires, so he's taken that second and he's turned it into nothing, and here he goes. Just like that. Okay, so the 43 now of Hauser is going to be in the 4th position. Let's see how much time he can make up, but he's only got 15 laps left. You can see he's pulled out to a few car lengths ahead of Fisher just like that, but look at the wide open track in front of him. He's still got 19 and a half seconds in 15 laps he's got to make up here. 17 not pitting. 5 not pitting. These guys may be able to make it. That would be one heck of a call to go long there. Only have to pit once when everybody else had to pit twice. Three seconds now back to second place in Johnson, so he is actually putting laps or putting time on him, so he's increasing his lead. And now let's go back here a little bit. So Hauser out front there. You see Fisher. Fisher is now racing with the 72, 27. These guys all now have fresher tires. Oh, and you see the Ford getting to the wall just a little bit there. These guys all have fresher tires now and are going back around Fisher. So he is going to end up, I think, in 8th after this exchange right now. Kane Cannon's right there. 60 there. They got past him. Yep, so 8th position. Check on Jordan Giorno. He is a little bit further off. About 4 seconds back from those guys, so Fisher may be safe in that position for now. See Ramsey up to 4 seconds now, so he's about a quarter of a second a lap faster than Johnson in the 5 car. But the 5 car, Johnson has a great lead to the 32. He's got about 6.5 seconds. The car there, so he's got a good lead too, almost a straightaway, and so no pressure from behind for any of these top guys really. You see Hauser and Henderson now getting after it here. You see the 72 there, Henderson trying to pass Hauser, gets right up alongside him there. I think the 72 went a little bit longer, so a little bit fresher tires. And this is going to be for the 4th position, and there it goes. It goes to the 72 of Henderson. He's going to take that. Now the 43's got to worry about 2 other cars behind him. And I think they're going to have pressure tires too, because Hauser came in a few laps after Fisher, so they are kind of on the older tires in this cycle right now. 60 car gets by, so Chris Leona is going to be, well, he's 3 laps down. Sorry, he's not actually for position. He's just there with these guys. The 9, however, is position. And the 9 can't get that done just yet. We'll try again. Now he's got the 35 underneath him. 3 wide with a lap car. Not what you want to do. Definitely don't make contact with him. That is not what you want to see right there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 35 shouldn't have been there. I don't know what else to say about that. No, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad right there, but I just, like, as a lap car and 7 to go, yeah. Let's go back and look at the actual incident. See what caused the contact. See the 9 there. 9 drove down into him. I don't know if the 9 was upset or I don't know. We'll watch it one more time here. I don't know how you turn down there. You see him. See him the whole time, right? I mean, I don't know. That's unfortunate, and very unfortunate for the 17, the 5, the 32. I mean, they had this race in the bag, and now all of these cars are all going to be caught up to them, and yeah, and they're going to have to pit. So now that kind of begs the question: did you have to pit anyway? You know, were they going to have to pit anyways? Did this actually kind of save them? That's something. Maybe if we get an interview with them afterwards, we'll have to find out. But for right now, they got everybody right next to them now, and that's I don't think that's ideally what they wanted if they could make it for sure. It looks like Jordan Jorno is going to go out front. He did not pit. And we'll see how that works out for him. We might get green with 3 to go here if we can get this started. But there you see your race off the pit road. So Ramsey, Johnson, Henderson, Westenberg, Hauser, all their spots as well. Fisher is in 8th still, so everybody kind of holding served there for right now, but Jordan Jorno is going to jump up front. 95 is going to look to get a wave around. And the 84 is going to be up front. I see the 12 there, but I don't am shown position-wise. He is still a lap down, so maybe he was looking to get a lap back, but if the 84 is there, I don't think they're going to give it to him. And they're not. He's going to have to fall back. And a little bit of confusion here, I think, because that 12 needs to fall back. So now we get that going there. Lights are off, so we're 1 to go. These guys need to get lined up here so they can get going. Well, this will be interesting. You got the 84 Adorno out front with older tires. You got the 17 and the 5 who got themselves into position by fuel strategy and whatnot. So, not saying they're not competitive, but weren't really the fastest cars of the day. The 72 has been fast. The 43 has been fast. The 32 has been fast. The 4 has been fast. These guys are all right there. But they got, 2-3 cars they got to get around before they can, really start to sniff the front, if you will. And so we'll see what's going to happen here as these guys are getting ready to go. Dorno's going to have the field, and he's going to go real late in the box. Now he takes off, and that leaves the 17 side by side with the 5. So he can go wherever he likes. Side by side behind him they go. 5 cars still blinking. And they're jockeying around for position. The 43 goes really low there. Trying to get out of the way. You see the 84, Jordan Jorno. He's got to go up high because he's got no tires. He is in the way. 3 wide now. 84 is loose. I want to say that 5 car's taking the lead, but I can only see him half the time. There he is. He is in the lead, but the 32 is now going to come down and try to take that from him. And 32 is going to have the lead here. Let's see if he slides up in front of the 5. 43 is following the 42 or the 32 right through there. And it looks like they're going to be able to get around the 5 as well. Oh, nope. 43 is still side by side as they are 3 wide behind them. And there goes the 43. Now he's got that. He's going to try to float up in front there. He does that. And the 72 behind him. So 2 laps to go here. Kind of a 2-man race right now with the 42 and 32. 43 and 32. I'll get it right. The 5's going to dive back down to the bottom. White flag in the air. Wessenberg has got this one for the time being. The 5 is going to squeeze the 43 up against the wall. That's going to cost him all sorts of momentum. The 72 is going to get by there. And this leaves the 32. Wessenberg in a great position. It's exactly what he wants to see. And they're spinning back there. The 32 is clean and clear. 72 is clear. Looks like that was the 5 that went around. Can't say that I'm shocked if he's blinking in and out. It's hard to race around somebody like that. And the 32 is going to take the win as they're crashing behind him as they come across the line. Wild finish here at Kansas. Wessenberg gets the win. Was a fast car all day, but had to work his way up there. He started in 11th or 12th, so had some work to do to get there, but he gets it done here in Kansas. Great run from him, great finish after that late caution. Let's see if it will let us pull the results here. There we go. So Cameron Wessenberg gets the win as he starts his burnouts. And Aaron Stanton's going to be in second with the 27. Josh Henderson is going to be third. Levi Ramsey in fourth. Fifth is going to go to Michael Boger. Mike Hauser's in sixth. Bobby Hadaway in seventh. Eliza Fisher ends up eighth. Jordan Giorno in ninth. Jason Williams is going to round out your top 10. Let's see if we can get some interview with our top finishers. See if we can start with our third place of Josh Henderson. If I can find him. There we go. Josh Matthew in the booth, you got me? Josh Matthew in the booth, you got me?
Good one, Cameron.
Yeah, I got you, man. What's up?
Hey, good finish tonight. Hard fought, not without adversity. Kind of take us through your race a little bit.
Yeah, got caught up in an early wreck. Sounds like because of net code. So rest of the race was just, playing it calm, taking my time, just kind of working up through there, trying to save a set of tires, and felt like I had the best car in the long run. Not sure what happened to Shane. I know he had a strong car early on. So there at the end, the caution came out. That kind of gave us a shot. Jordan unfortunately got caught out with old tires, so we knew he was a sitting duck. A little displeased with the 43 telling me to go and get caught up, but I can only really go about as fast as the 17 in front of me, so he's hitting me coming to the green. So wasn't happy about that. I kind of messed up my restart there, my timing, but other than that, it was a good race. Finally get to talk to you after one of these races for the right reason. So
yeah, you've had speed in some other races and just haven't got it done, but you got it done tonight. So great run, great third place finish. Tell me about team, sponsors, friends, family. Who do you want to thank for tonight's race?
I got to thank my brother first and foremost. It's funny. He always pushes me that much harder every single corner, and even on those long runs when you catch him, he's got to hold me up for about a lap if he can, just because brotherly love there. So, but yeah, honestly, just thank him. He's the one that got me into the league, got me introduced to a lot of these guys. So really appreciate that. This one's for our grandpa. We're racing for him, so that's what Wellburn Racing's all about. So, appreciate you guys putting it on, and it's a lot of fun.
Great. All right. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, that's your third place finish. Let's move on now. Aaron Stanton, you got. Let's see if we can get him. He is going to be our second place finisher. Aaron Matthew in the booth, you got me?
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Hey, so great finish tonight, great run. Yours was also not without adversity. Kind of got turned early there and drove it back. Kind of take us through what you had to go through with that and how you got back up here.
Just pit strategy. I really wasn't the fastest tonight. It just the cards played in my hand on the last restart. To be honest, everybody was kind of just blocking each other, and I kind of just slipped through there. I don't really know what to say other than that.
Hey, we'll take lucky any day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was a good run early, especially you were battling back and forth, up there in the top three, at the beginning. And it looked pretty good. Looked like the high side was a lot better. So, I mean, you were competitive. It's just, a long race and things happen.
Yep.
So, who do you got? Friends, family, teammates, sponsors, anybody you want to thank for tonight's race?
Just to thank my brother, even though we kind of wrecked each other at the end, battling each other. I'd like to thank you guys for putting on the show. And yeah, pretty much it.
Awesome. Very good. Well, great run tonight. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right. So there's Aaron. Let's move on to our winner tonight, the 32, Cameron Wessenberg. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Great race tonight. You had to come from about starting in 12th there, and there was a lot of action going on. Kind of take us through your race and your strategy.
At some point in the race there, we had a caution come out, and I was having connection issues at the time, so they already told me I needed to drop back. So I came in and topped it off at fuel a couple times, and then I started doing the math, and I had enough fuel to make it on one more stop from there. So I kind of stretched it as far as I could, and right when they was finna blow my doors off and take third away from me, that caution came out there, and we was able to come down and get tires on it and
Yeah, that's
restarted. I
certainly
think fifth or
that's
something right there behind Nate, and
that's
set
certainly
sail from there.
seemed like that worked out for a few guys because it was pretty spread out before that with that long green run, and that kind of helped out. And then getting that restart though, you had the 84, the 5, 17, all those guys in front of you. That was the 84 didn't have tires, but 5 was blinking quite a bit too. I don't know if you saw that. We saw that on broadcast and made it kind of tough to work up there, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm used to Nate blinking. We're teammates, so I'm used to it. I would just stay with him there, and
You just
whatever's
hold
gonna
your
happen
line,
is gonna happen.
right? Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Well, congratulations on first place. Who do you got? Friends, family, teammate, whoever you want to thank for tonight's race.
No, everybody at Dingleberry Motorsports, Tommy and Hunter over there, watching on the broadcast, and uh, just everybody at Inspired for putting this on, Elijah and Steven and everybody, and that's pretty much it.
Very good. All right. Well, congratulations again on the win tonight. We'll see you next week.
All right, roll tide.
Roll Tide. That's right. Nice. All right. Well, there you have it. There's our top finisher. That's our winner tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be live again on Wednesday for our SRN series, and then back here on Monday again for Inspired. I hope y'all enjoyed the broadcast. We will see y'all next week.